All right, let's talk about little Tjay. I think he's from the Bronx. And he got into some trouble with the police 4 days before they pulled him over and booked him for a criminal possession of a weapon and some marijuana. And I kind of want to talk about kind of how they pulled him over. And I kind of want to enlighten people about the marijuana law. Okay, even though it's not legalized in New York, I want to clear something up. So I was watching a Hassan Campbell video and I looked because I hadn't heard nothing from him in a minute. But let's talk about it. Share the video. That's the best way to donate. Hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Check out our music entertainment playlist. But, all right, let's talk about the situation, okay? And how these young guys got to wise up. And you got to understand where you are. And when you in New York, a lot of that old school, good fella, Godfather mob is kind of the reason why New York is in the way it is. All the laws are pretty much directed towards not letting, like, the mob come back and run New York. Because at one point, those old Italian mobsters, they ran New York, okay? And this is why you got the Rockefeller law and also crack cocaine as well throughout America's history in New York. Crack cocaine, that's why. Like back in the day when they were just slinging pure heroin and pure coke, you can get caught with that and do 10 years and come back home. That's why nobody snitched. But conspiracy, RICO charge, the Rockefeller charges is why people start snitching. So don't really talk about, back in my day, my boys didn't snitch. Nigga, you was facing like 5 to 10 years. Like you can lose, like a lot of them dudes can lose 10 years of your life to make $1 million, make a couple $1 million. But now you talking about losing your life altogether to make $1 million. Nobody want to send the pen forever. So that's the difference. So that's what people kind of got to realize. And then also a lot of the stuff that these dudes attempting to slang and sell and use is stepped on. It's the furthest thing to pure. So when you talking about slanging weed and just slanging dope in general, it makes no sense. All right. So when you talking about criminal activity, it's different from when it was 50, 40, 60 years ago. I can get caught and come back. You know what I'm saying? Or, when I can get caught and come back in 5 or 10 years for possession or for weapon possession, or I can beat the case. So I'm fine if I can do the 5 to 10. And then I can probably get out with good behavior. And then I'm so plugged in, so my time in prison not going to be that long. But long story short, with his situation, he got arrested the day before New Year's Eve, December 30th. Okay? He got arrested. But 4 days before that, the police say they got a call that he was in Queens shooting the video. They was flashing guns, being rowdy. And apparently a citizen called the law. Now, that can be true. That cannot be true. But I'm pretty sure they said they got a call. So they searched him 4 days before that. Allegedly or apparently, they didn't find nothing. Okay? They might have had some prop guns. You don't know how stupid these kids are. And we were stupid as kids. But if you're shooting a video and you got real guns in Queens and New York, having a gun in New York, it's like, that's what Lil Wayne, I think, was drugs and guns. Having a gun in New York is not the same as having a gun in Texas and Michigan or Arizona or Las Vegas with an open carry state, or Nevada, I may say. In New York, a gun is damn near like you having some crack cocaine or a kid crack cocaine. They are harsh on gun laws going back to what we talked about at the beginning of the video because of the mobster day. So apparently they searched him in Queens, right? They didn't find nothing. So 4 days later, they target this kid, right? They pull him over for switching lanes without signaling. They check his car. They find the sticky, the blicky, the gun. They find the drugs, marijuana. They smell marijuana. Now, I have 2 stories about this, right? Before I finish up on him. My first ticket was in Dearborn. I'm from Detroit. So I went to school out in the suburbs my last year and a half. I drove through Dearborn. All right. I was probably going to work or something. Or probably an off day. But I was in high school, so I'm driving. And they said I didn't signal when I got over. That's the most bullshit shit. That's not, not signaling to get over unless you cause an accident or near death or near accident. That shouldn't be considered pullover offense or the pullover offense. But I got pulled over. I got a ticket, long story short, for bullshit. Had insurance, license, everything. But it was just me and my homeboy. So we getting off from school. We got uniforms on. So, of course, when they seen black people in the car, they figure that you're not legit. you got dope. But one thing about me, I didn't allow nobody to smoke and drive in my car because you already knew the consequences. But that's a bullshit charge. You know, they pull them over. But in New York, you wonder, do these little nigglets know the law? Why do you drive and smoke marijuana? That makes no sense. You in a state that doesn't legalize it. Another story. My homeboy got pulled over, Fairlane Mall, same area, Dearborn, right? They smoked all the weed. So they can't do nothing if they don't find no weed. If they smell it, they tore his seats up. He had I forget the name of the joke car he had. It wasn't a Firebird. It was something. They tore his seat up. A Beretta, my bad. That's what it was. They tore his seats up, didn't find nothing. He told them we smoked it all. But for those who live in legalized states in America that legalize marijuana, Colorado, California, Michigan, it's one. I think it's like, was it 12 or 13 states that legalize it? This is a little nugget for you guys. When they legalize weed, you cannot smoke it in public. So you cannot smoke it on the corner. You cannot smoke it in your car while driving. They are now charging people that are smoking while driving or high driving with DUIs. All right. So if you drive in a legalized state that legalized weed, that does not give you the right to smoke weed. You have to smoke it in private. You have to smoke it in the confines of your home, in your backyard, your canopy. You cannot smoke marijuana in public or driving cars because they legalize it. Say it again. You cannot smoke it in a car. Now you can smoke it, and once you get done smoking it all, and they can't find it, cool. But then again, in those states, they still can charge you with driving under the influence or driving impaired. Okay, so that's the truth. So, and also, a lot of people don't know this in certain airports. I know LAX, you can look it up, and I think some of the Colorado airports, they allow you to carry marijuana in the airport. So I forget how much you can carry. So you legally can carry marijuana in the airport. Okay, I think you can probably carry it in your carry-on in select airports. So if you got in LA and you fly to New York, you can carry it in LA. But once you get to New York and they find it on you, that's still an offense. So you only can fly to airports that allow you to have it. So that's what a lot of people don't know. But at the same time, they targeted this guy. They targeted him. They knew they was going to find him. They knew they was going to keep eyes on him. They looked at his plate. They see what he owned. They see what he drive. And he was just stupid. And now, with the weapon, he going to do some time. This dude like 20 years old. He going to do some time. Do people not understand the Bobby Smurder story? Do he not understand when they called the police, they was going to target? This is New York police. This is the biggest, NYPD, the biggest gang out there. You know, in that side of the country. Or in that city. And he was just stupid. Stupid, dude. You got to understand your history. You know, you got to understand your history out there where you live at. And why would you even be smoking weed in a car? In New York, with they say they found 4 weapons. I believe they say they found 4 guns. Why would you do that? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. And now he's going to lose 2 years of his life, 3 years of his life. He's going to lose time. Unless somebody in the car going to take charges for the marijuana and the weapons. It just don't make no sense to them dudes out there. You know, and you got to understand, they got some of the lowest gun or crime rate out there in New York City. You know, so they ain't out there clapping nobody because of the situation, because of the past. But this is what young and dumb look like. Career starting to take off, making some money. But then again, this may benefit him. When an artist die or they go to jail, they steal a lot of money. Remember, you sell a lot of albums and get a lot of money. I remember when Tupac was in jail for Me Against the World was out. It's the hottest, probably one of his hottest projects. Not because it was his dopest project for one or whatever. It was his dopest project because he was in prison. He had all them #1 records. But hey, let me know what you guys think. Check out our music and entertainment playlist. Don't forget we on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. You can reach out if you have a business question, inquiry, response to your video request. All my social media links there. Fast way to reach me is Twitter and Facebook and Instagram. We also got a Facebook group there as well too. Want to make a donation to the channel? Cash App CJ Good 313. That's in the description. PayPal link is in the description. Best way to donate. share the video, hit that subscribe button, bell icon button. Let me know what you think in the comment section. Check out our music entertainment playlist. One time for the one time. Goodfellas Sports TV. We go.